The following program is produced using Ross Video, living live.
Now at 9, a traveling exhibit created by one professor and 10 Ball State students. See the history behind it as well as how it came to be.
Plus, a string quartet making its stop in Muncie, how they shared their knowledge with the community.
And a new class is coming next semester, what it is and who can sign up.
And I am tracking rain around the viewing area. See how much we get tonight.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Sophie Schick.
And I'm Amelia Winter. A mobile history exhibit has been making its appearances around the Muncie area. Recently, it made a stop at BSU last week.
NewsLink Indiana's Kamara Munn reports.
The history of America cannot be told without acknowledging the challenges African Americans face while searching for freedom. In collaboration with Virginia Ball Center and Martin Luther King Dream Team, one professor and 10 Ball State students created the Struggle for Freedom exhibit, which covers the history of African Americans in Indiana who fought for their freedom. Beth Messner, an associate professor of communication studies, explained how she and 2 colleagues developed the idea for the project.
We're all very interested in the intersection of race and narrative. 2 of us were very interested in, because we appreciate history, we're very interested in the Underground Railroad.
Topics discussed include the transatlantic slave trade, police brutality, and the Underground Railroad through photographs, folklore, and historical items that all together bring this exhibit to life. After walking through the exhibit, participants are encouraged to give feedback about their thoughts on the project. Messner said that feedback is beneficial to the expansion of the project.
Often they will say, hey, I know a story about, right? And they'll bring us stories that then we can kind of put in our research archive and start working on. They may come from a community that actually had a history of participating in the railroad.
The Struggle for Freedom exhibit is mobile and has been presented at many places in the Muncie area already. Messner says she appreciates the ability to share this project with the community.
Particularly grateful that the work that my students have produced has been embraced by our community.
The exhibit is currently located at the Community of Hope Church and will be moved to another location next week. In Muncie, Kamara Munn, NewsLink Indiana.
A traveling string quartet has also made an appearance on campus. Our Alana Gaither has more.
After traveling within the country and internationally, the Thalia String Quartet has made its way to Muncie. Assistant Professor of Viola, Zoran Jakovic, came together with the quartet to hold a master class open and free to the general public.
It's always so amazing to bring a group that performs amazingly well and actually coach the groups from that standpoint.
Groups of Jakovic's students played in front of the quartet to gain feedback, making one student come to the realization that sometimes playing has to be more about the emotion and less about being technical.
It's usually just, this can be better, this can be more, this can be more together. Hearing good feedback, but also saying that it's more of the emotional rather than this can be together, this can be longer, this can be shorter. You know, it's always great to get new experiences from new people.
Even quartet member Lauren Spalding encourages the idea to students of knowing when to transition from technical to emotional. She calls it how to cross and divide.
It's such an important key part to the creation of the whole artist. To know the rules about how to let your own voice come through.
And with this masterclass, Spalding really feels like the students learn just how to do that.
The growth is palpable. You can see how much they change and how quickly they change, just with like an extra poke, a little bit of an extra push over the course of even an hour.
Professor Jakovic believes what went on today is how his students, himself, and musicians are kept inspired by new, fresh interaction. In Muncie, Alana Gaither, NewsLink Indiana.
To be a part of their journey, make sure to follow the quartet on Instagram at Thalia String Quartet.
And now...
So if you've taken a step out, it would probably be a day to be inside listening to that music here. If you look at that radar, you can see the showers are building in our area and will continue out through tonight. We have a flood watch for Grant, Blackford, and Jay until tomorrow morning, which they could see about 2 inches of rain. We also have some warmer temperatures on the way, potentially almost beating 80 degrees, which we haven't seen in over almost 170 days ago. But what am I tracking? I'm tracking rain and thunderstorms, some flash flooding, and 80-degree weather in my full forecasts.
President Biden hosted Japanese Prime Minister Kishida for his state visit earlier today, which included a bilateral meeting in the Oval Office. The leaders discussed efforts to strengthen political, security, and economic ties between the U.S. and Japan, including changes to the U.S. force structure in Japan to improve how both countries' forces are integrated, and the creation of a council to help co-produce defense weapons.
Over the last 3 years, the partnership between Japan and the United States has been transformed into a truly global partnership, and that's thanks in no small part to the courageous leadership of Prime Minister Kishida, and I mean that sincerely.
Prime Minister Kishida's visit underscores the importance of the U.S.-Japan alliance as both countries seek to counterbalance China's influence worldwide.
The Biden administration is setting new regulations on the amount of forever chemicals that could be found in drinking water. This new standard will require water utilities to filter out 5 of the forever chemicals, also called PFAs, that are currently found in half of the drinking water in the U.S. PFAs have been linked to a number of health issues, including cancer, heart disease, and reproductive problems. The CDC says they're found in the bloodstream of nearly 97% of Americans. Environmentalists say the ruling is monumental in protecting people's health. It's the first federal standard of its kind. After the break, Lunchables may no longer be served in schools. Find out why.
Plus, what you need to know about a setback on the rise in everyday prices when NewsLink Indiana returns.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Like, going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. The drawn-out battle between American consumers and higher prices saw another setback last month. A key government index said price increases picked up again in March, driven by 2 areas. Karen Kafa is in Washington with the breakdown.
U.S. consumers continue to feel the squeeze of higher prices for essentials like gas and shelter. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said Wednesday that the Consumer Price Index increased at a year-over-year rate of 3.5% in March, the reading the highest annual gain in the last 6 months.
This has definitely been a setback. This is not good news. It doesn't necessarily mean that the Fed or anyone else should give up the fight against inflation.
Overall grocery prices stayed flat month to month, but they're up 1.2% from a year ago.
I think consumers continue to feel the pinch. I think consumers continue to compare prices
to sort of pre-COVID or 2 or 3 years ago.
Purdue University professor of agricultural economics Joe Balagtas says that comparison, in addition to increased costs in other areas, could shade how consumers feel about their grocery tabs.
The things that we pay for outside of the grocery store also affect the money we have left to spend on groceries, right? So if we have to spend more on gasoline, if our auto insurance becomes more expensive, if our housing becomes more expensive.
Gas prices ticked up 1.7% from February to March, and the cost of auto insurance was up 2.6% last month, up a whopping 22% from 1 year ago. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
A consumer watchdog group wants the popular snack kit Lunchables removed from school lunch programs because of excessive sodium. Yesterday, Consumer Reports petitioned the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who oversees the National School Lunch Program, to keep the products out of school cafeterias. But according to Consumer Reports, the Lunchables served at schools are even higher in sodium than those sold in stores. Kraft Heinz issued a statement saying the company has taken steps to improve the nutrition profile of Lunchables, like adding fruit to the meal kits and reducing the sodium in the crackers.
A new study suggests having less salt in your diet can have important health benefits. That includes living longer. Researchers in Australia examined more than a dozen previous studies that involved more than 35,000 patients. They were on average 64 years old and at a higher than normal risk for heart disease. The study found cutting out salt or using a salt substitute lowered the risk of dying early from heart disease. Researchers caution people who eat a lot of packaged or restaurant food are likely getting more sodium in their diet than recommended. The study was published Monday in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine.
Coming back, we'll talk about those temperatures and a gradual warm-up this weekend.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
When tornadoes touched down in parts of our viewing area, NewsLink Indiana kept you informed days in advance.
You do need to be seeking shelter.
Marginal risk of severe weather.
And days after.
The roof has been ripped completely off of this house,
giving you a first-hand look at the communities affected.
When your neighbors lose their house and you don't, how lucky you are.
The first to alert you of severe weather before it happens. NewsLink Indiana Weather.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember you threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back. A flowery fantasy is unfolding in Abbotsford, British Columbia.
Lakeland Flowers is hosting its annual Tulip Festival a little earlier than usual this year. Owner Nick Warmerdam says the unusual winter causes red, white, yellow, and purple flowers to bloom sooner than expected. In the past years, close to 60,000 people have visited his farm to experience the festival, which runs until Mother's Day. However, with the flowers blooming early, it is hard to tell if the flowers will last that long. And I don't know about you, but tulips are actually my favorite flower. I love them so much. Different color variation, just so beautiful to look at.
Yeah, tulips personally, they're not my favorite. I really like carnations, but just flowers in general, you gotta love them so much.
Oh yes, you can do anything with flowers, like carnations, decorations, they're just So beautiful, and with the weather warming up and spring coming, we'll get a lot more flowers soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for it. So Hunter, what do you have for us with the weather?
Yeah, the spring weather is here to stay with those, flowers starting to bloom with those temperatures right now. It is 59 degrees in Muncie and a little bit warmer in southern Indiana in the lower 60s. But in our areas such as Marion, it's 56 degrees as well. And these temperatures will actually get warmer this weekend. But we do have some rain in store right now as these showers are pushing north into our viewing area and will continue in through tonight and tomorrow, which we will be forecasting a low of 55 degrees here, in which we'll have an 80% chance of that with those winds up to 10 to 15 miles per hour. So definitely be a gusty night with those scattered thunderstorms as well. With this precision cast, you can see we will have some showers developing and those heavier pockets at times as this low pressure does settle in around central Indiana around 4 a.m. tomorrow. But for your morning commutes, we'll have those heavier rain bursts coming in, but we'll have to keep an eye out around the Ohio and Indiana border as we could potentially have some spin-ups, but mostly the severe weather will be in the Ohio region. So don't worry about that as we have some clearing Thursday evening, but yet another round of rain into Friday for your morning rush and your evening here. But with that rain in store here, we could see almost 2 inches in Indianapolis, and our counties like Grant and Blackford could get those roadways, especially county roads, flooded as well. So be sure to look at your local management regarding those heavy rain. Like I mentioned tomorrow, gusts is another theme here. We can have gusts up to 20 to even 30 by the end of your evening commute. So again, take in a factor if you have those items as well. But look at this weekend ahead. Very nice and clear, bringing in those warm conditions. So again, take advantage of those activities outside as we do warm up into the upper 70s, in which with our precipitation though, we've had a lot of rain, but with how much rain we get within the next few days, we could be way past the normal average of rainfall. Not only that, but the last time we had an 80-degree day was in October, so we could definitely beat that Monday into Tuesday with potentially reaching 80 degrees. So hopefully you can take advantage of those outdoor activities with that coming up. With this 7-day forecast, Thursday and Friday, we will have those rain showers moving through, heavy at times, so definitely have that umbrella or rain jacket here. But we will gradually start to warm up Saturday into Sunday with those breezy conditions with lows in the 50s. But the big picture would be on Monday here as we do have a chance of reaching potentially 80 and warm conditions. So I would take advantage of those outdoor activities like I mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I personally can't wait to spend some time outside, but I'm really just wondering, what is your favorite flower?
I like roses. They're so pretty,
Classic answer.
I
think
know.
I think that's a man answer, honestly, just roses.
I think so too, yes.
Well, thank you so much, Hunter, for the weather. And there's plenty more to get to tonight on NewsLink Indiana. Jake has a preview of sports.
One Ball State program is flying high in the Nationals, and a tradition unlike any other is almost here in 2024. All this and more, next in sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
I'm Jake Dickman with sports. The Ball State Code Red dance team is dancing their way to nationals. NewsLink Indiana's Keenan Hovermail made his way to Worthen Arena for their last practice of the season.
Code Red dance team attends their final practice before heading to nationals. From bonding to tidying up their performances, the squad is ready for the big dance. And for head coach and Code Red alumni Olivia Ralston-Yergler, this group means just so much.
This team this season has meant so much to me. This is such a special group of dancers. So we have 22 dancers on our team. So this is our largest team that we've had in the history of our program, which is awesome. This team works so hard. They're so dedicated, and they are just a really great group of gals.
One of those gals is junior dancer Jenna Wade. And for her, this season has been filled with highlights.
Overall, usually game day is like my favorite part of the season. But I would say like nationals has been like kind of close with that this year. I just feel like since I've been in it the past 2 years, I've had like experience and able to help like, I don't know, like the underclassmen too with nationals and kind of like any like stresses that they have.
But Coach Ralston-Yergler feels stress won't be an issue and is hyped for her group to finally get the spotlight.
I am so excited. So this is our time to shine. So we work all season. We're at all the athletic events, which we are so excited to be at. But this is our time to showcase our talents. So national season is just a really special time.
And before they fly to the Sunshine State, the group is focusing on their goals.
And each dancer wrote their goals on the balloon, and then we released them as a team. Just something fun that we did, just a little team bonding activity before we left for nationals, just kind of focus the team in, get our minds right before we leave.
Code Red will travel to Daytona Beach, Florida for nationals, with prelims on Friday and finals on Saturday. In Muncie, Keenan Hovermail, NewsLink Indiana.
Junior forward Mickey Pearson Jr. has been awarded to the Academic All-MAC team. Pearson is one of 14 players to be named to the team by holding above a 3.2 GPA and playing in over 50% of the team's games. Pearson is a sociology major and averaged 34.7 minutes per game with 12.2 points and 5.1 rebounds per game. The third-year Cardinal made 85.3% of his free throws to end the year, ranked third in the MAC and number 80 nationally in foul shooting. All eyes returning to the small town of Augusta, Georgia this weekend for the Masters. Contested every first full weekend of April since 1934, the Masters stands as one of the most famous golf tournaments in the world. This year, 89 challengers, including several past champions, will be vying for the fabled green jacket awarded to the winner. Favorites for the 2024 edition include 2023 winner Jon Rahm, 2022 winner Scottie Scheffler, and longtime contender Rory McIlroy. Coverage of the first two rounds on Thursday and Friday will be on ESPN before switching to CBS for coverage on Saturday and Sunday. Now, it's absolutely amazing to see that this is the biggest Code Red team they've ever had at 22. I mean, they help bring a great environment and atmosphere to all the sporting events, so it's great to see them getting their own light and going to nationals for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not only are they so talented, but they do bring a great energy, and I could never do what they do. I mean, Just Dance, that's a different story, but Code Red, that's something different. So.
Yes, and I love watching the games. They do such a great job bringing that energy into the audience.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jake.
Thank you.
And coming up, find out how Ball State is giving students the opportunity to keep up with the Kardashians.
And we have one final look at weather next.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Of course.
Yes.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
It's always tough, right?
I always feel like I can solve my own problems, but eventually, you just can't deal with it on your own.
And you start to question, maybe people would be better off without me. When you realize that you're not alone, once you take that first step, there's so much support.
You're so right for me, and I am right for you. I love the things you do, like sweet tasting wine. Your lips are so divine. Your loving turns me on. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go, babe. I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, and now dive into the world of media influence with Ball State's upcoming Kardashian Media Design class taught by Leo Caldwell. Mira Bloomer has the story.
Are you trying to keep up with the Kardashians while being here at Ball State? Well, a new program was announced to students via email a couple weeks ago to do just that.
We live in a world now where news is disseminated through, whether it's huge influencers, micro influencers, we're seeing information disseminated through influencers.
Leo Caldwell's Dash class focuses on the dynamic relationship between influencers and visual narratives, using the Kardashians as a prime example of media success.
We're really going to take a look at that, like, what did the Kardashians do right, and how did they tell a visual story that was appropriate for the time? So
Leo Caldwell believes that this class isn't just for media design students, but for anyone interested in personal branding and understanding the influence of visual storytelling.
even 6 to 10 years ago, you didn't have to have a personal brand, and now everyone does. So I think this could be a class that could be relevant, honestly, to any student that wants to build their personal brand.
Don't worry if you're not a media major. Leo explains the class's flexibility with all majors offered on campus.
It's a media design and development class, but any major can take it, actually. Any major on campus can actually take this class. It's an elective course, but it does stay in that same thread of media design.
Join Leo Caldwell's Kardashian Media Design class to unlock the secrets to building a powerful visual narrative in today's social media-driven world. In Muncie, Mira Bloomer, NewsLink, Indiana.
Explore the mysteries behind their empire, and if you're interested, skim through the course catalog for next year.
Yeah, no, today or tonight might be one of those days, to sit back and enjoy the Kardashians, or any movie.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
But no, so the weather coming up, we're going to have rain the next 2 days here, but we will gradually start warming up with some clear skies Saturday into Sunday, in which we could potentially be breaking a record Monday with temperatures almost hitting 80 degrees here, with some chance of showers Monday night, but gradually warming up yet again Wednesday with a potential 80 degrees yet again.
Thank you, Hunter. Before we go, we're wishing one special senior a goodbye as we near graduation.
Tonight's producer, Libby Kleemeyer, has been a member of NewsLink Indiana since 2020. She also served as the executive producer for Cardinal Weather from the fall of 2022 to the fall of 2023. We're giving her the floor to talk about her experience over her 4 years with the organization.
Thanks, guys. Before we even came to this break, I was already crying, so I'm already crying. But this organization kind of helped me to who I am today. I came into school during COVID, so it's really hard to make a lot of friends. And I always tell a story because it's very important to me. This is where all my friends are. Going to this organization, not knowing I was going to do this, coming to NewsLink, being in any organization when I came to college, and it's changed my life for the better and for amazing. I really don't know what I was going to say. I just want to say thank you to the whole NewsLink. I made all my best friends here, and I will never forget it. Thank you to my parents and my brother, my roommate Tara, and all my other roommates and all my friends here, Grace and Alex and Abby and Brooke, and my amazing Wednesday night crew. And my grandma, she's in that picture right there. But just thank you guys for giving me the best experience I've ever had, and I will never ever forget it. So thanks, guys.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.